Rob and Slim Show.
Yeah, what up, boys?
Yo, Tucker Booth. How are you doing?
Turn my mic on.
Back up in the mug, man. It's been a minute. Good to hear your voices. How's it going, dogs?
It's good.
All
It's
right.
good, dude. Rapper and more. Rapper, teacher, and more. Tucker Booth from Redondo Beach, California. How has the COVID treated you, dude?
Well, I was going to start with COVID because everybody only ever talks about COVID, so
all
I'm
we
glad
got.
you cut to the chase.
That's all we got.
Hey, so we haven't talked in, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, right? So pretty much throughout the duration of this shutdown shit show, we pretty much haven't spoke. So
Yeah, it's definitely been.
I'm a musician and a music teacher, but pretty much all my work revolves around music, right? And when this shutdown happened, I lost everything instantly. Like right in the middle of March, all my work disappeared. And as you might imagine, being a performer and a musician,
Yeah.
the word essential is not really very reasonable when you're talking about live performing right now. So essentially, I was non-essential right away.
Yeah.
And I totally got shut down. And, I went nuck and futz like everybody else for a hot sec and sat around in my lazy boy and watched 15 hours of Netflix a day and put on the COVID-19 real quick on the gut. I did all that. And then my wife, who's watching me just have a mental breakdown, goes, you know something, I'm not even kicking you out, but Tucker, you need to go. Just get out, go on a trip, go on a spirit journey, man. Just go. We're fine. We're covered. We're not running out of dough. Just go and be gone as long as you need to be and start getting creative. Drive the car wherever you want. Just set a direction and go.
Get it
and
together.
Just get open and get moving again.
Yeah.
So I just seriously set out on the road. I drove up from L.A. to San Fran. I had a brother-in-law let me stay there for a few days. And no one would let me stay in their house. So I'm like sleeping in people's garages, like on a cot that I brought with me.
Yeah.
But like, I started writing a book, and this is like a book I've been trying to write for like over a decade, and it finally gave me permission because all other work stopped to work on this book.
Cool.
And this book just started pouring out of me, guys. It's unreal. Like, it started up in San Fran. It started pouring out of me, and I'm like, well, this is cool, but I need to keep moving. So I drove all the way to Portland, Oregon from San Fran and just took my sweet time, vibed out in the nature all around there. It's my original birthplace is out there in Portland, so I was kind of like, having a nostalgic trip down memory lane a little bit. And as I'm driving, I'm just stopping along the way in these little Oregon towns, and hotels are like $60 a night. There's no traffic on the road. It's like the weirdest confluence of like the world is like going to hell, but everything around beautiful and perfect, and there's no one around but me. And I just got super open. And so now, 5 months later, I'm back to work. I've got almost as much, if not more work than I did before it shut down, back up again. And I've written over 400 pages of this book that have just poured out of me ever since I got moving on that trip. And then also, like I said to you guys earlier, I also got hot because I was writing, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start writing some new raps, too, while I'm at it.
You've done
and
a
so
lot.
My buddy and Lewis, we ended up writing 18 new rap songs and recording them between L.A. and then another trip I took to St. Louis. That I didn't drive there, but I flew out to St. Louis and recorded a new rap album with him as well. So that's what I've been up to, boys.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's like when you tap into everything you planned on doing. You did it.
Pretty much, and obviously the world is going crazy, and it's easy to get sucked into that.
Yeah.
But I think like artists like are the most creative when they're kind of at their most nuts.
I feel
or
like
they're most at odds, and so I think like the nuts kind of worked for me when I finally let it work for me, and that was just working at channeling it into the writing and the lyrics and the music.
It's always been that crazy, I feel, though. Like, you've just been able to write out just the craziness alone. Like, you haven't had any distractions. You've been able to tap into everything that's been there.
And like, okay, it's election season, and I got to rant on politics because it's Tucker Booth for president here and all this. But like the album that I've been writing is called Sociopaths, a comedy, Yeah, it's a comedy, guys.
Yeah.
But it's sociopathy. I'll fire it at you guys. What do you think of? How would you define the word sociopath when I throw it at you? What does sociopath mean to you guys?
Podcaster.
Yeah, no, not the same. Sociopath to me means funny murderer.
Oh.
Funny serial killer. He kills, but it's funny every time he kills someone.
He makes it fun.
Yeah.
He makes
it's
it
like
fun.
comedy.
So he's
like
a
he
clown
shoved-
that flattens you.
Yeah, it's like he killed that guy, but he shoved a fish in their mouth.
And you loved it the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
But it was entertaining. Okay, decent enough. Okay, so like I got called a sociopath like about 6 years ago by this kid that I had been mentoring as a battle rapper, who then had a massive falling out with me, and I went on this just bullying tear on the internet on this guy. Just was going 0 dark 30 on this guy.
Yeah.
And I got some screenshots from somebody like, your boy's talking a bunch of trash about you, and he gives me every other slanderous term that you'd expect a younger person to hit an older person with. But out of all these terms, the only one that really rung my bell was sociopath. Like, very emphatically. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, I'm an English major. What does that even mean? So I got on the dictionary.com and I looked it up. Now, here's the dictionary definition, boys. It is someone with no empathy, someone who takes pleasure in cruelty.
Yeah.
And unlike a psychopath, which is a very important distinction here, they try to blend in and not let anybody on to the fact that they're doing these things. Yeah. Whereas a psychopath is like, I mean, they want you to freak out.
A sociopath is us.
Yeah, so basically the psychopath is the one that's like, oh, I put a fish in your mouth and now you're dying and you're choking on the fish.
And I'm enjoying
fish.
it.
The sociopath is like, why is there a fish in your mouth, bro?
Why is that fish in your mouth?
What is that fish doing in your mouth? Yeah. Why are you dying?
Exactly. And they're taking weird pleasure in it, but they don't want anybody to know because they know full well that it's wrong and they don't want to get caught. Psychopath doesn't care. They'll go out in a blaze of glory. They're a mass murderer. They're somebody, they're okay with being found out for what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, okay, now we're back to politics, right?
Right.
I have watched these debates. I have stayed abreast of this, presidential election. They are all sociopaths, people. I don't even care who you're talking about, what party. All of them fit the bill. Yeah. Like, all the way across. It's crazy. My hot take from those debates is that out of the 4 people in those debates between the presidential and the vice presidential, the only person who even appeared to act presidential to me was Mike Pence.
The Fly.
Fly.
The only reason he acted presidential was he didn't act like a total ranting asshole the entire time. Like, at least he lied calmly and coolly and collectively. Granted, he's still a sociopath, but at least he acted like a cool one.
He let that fly sit there.
I'm just saying,
he
guys.
lied while he flied.
He let the fly just sit there.
Yeah.
I think that fly was like, this is the only one of these people that is not on fire. So
maybe that's it. Maybe the fly decided it was the cool
fly
one.
was just like, this is comfortable.
Right. Well, anyways, to all the listeners, when you're watching these presidential elections, just remember, no matter who gets into office, don't really celebrate, because all you're really doing is enabling sociopathy right now. Yeah. None of these people are worth rooting for. Tucker Booth for president, 2020 till infinity. I got 4 write-in votes in 2016. That was the most I've ever got since I started doing this in 2000. Let's try and double that. Let's make it 8. Let's make it 10. If you really don't like these people, write my name in. I'm better than Kanye. I guarantee it. I'm definitely a better battle rapper than him. Come on, let's go. Tucker Booth for president, 2020. Make it happen.
You think you can beat Kanye in a battle rap?
Could you beat Driz?
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, come on. I mean, hey, I love Kanye, and I'm not going to be one of these people that just takes some crap all over his music or whatever. Like, actually, like a lot of his music, I've definitely been a fan. I even like some of his Jesus rap. Like, I'm not hating on all his music, but battle rap wise, he would melt in one round.
Do you want to do a would you be interested in doing a political rap themed battle against the Driz?
Or the Driz?
Is that where we're going here?
I guess.
I don't know. He's very political.
I was going to
lately.
ask you to rap or read some of your book, Tucker, but the Driz, I feel.
The Driz is very political lately, and he's got a lot of things about politics that he wants to express.
Well, you know what, Driz? How about this? Let me read a little bit of this book because I got it all loaded up here. I definitely want to save a little time at the end. And plus, I know I sent you guys a couple links. I'm definitely hoping that we can at least play one song, which is absolutely politically themed rap off the album that I think might be my best rebut to it all. But if we got some time after I read this little passage, I'll definitely drop a few bars with the Driz too. How's that sound?
That sounds amazing.
Cool, Tucker. This is from Quick Trip, correct?
That's right. That's the name of the book that I started writing on my spirit journey quest to Oregon. Now, the one thing I'll just set the scene for you here that I'm reading from. The book covers about 20 years of my life, viewed through the lens of different crazy trips that I was on, different crazy trips I took. So it's not just one quick trip; it's a series of quick trips in this book, and it jumps around throughout the book, so it goes back and forth through time, kind of out of order. But I also write about the trip I took during the COVID shutdown. So that's in there. And it goes all the way back to about as early as 2007 or so when I first left St. Louis to come to LA. This is in the middle. And the part I'm going to read you is from about 2012. And it revolves around a trip that I took with my record label, with my best buddy, John Maxfield. We were trying to win a Chevrolet band van that was being offered through a television show that I was being sponsored by and shown on television for. And we were going through the backwoods of St. Louis and the Missouri and Illinois countryside, trying to hit 30 Chevy dealerships in 3 days, covering over 2,000 miles, trying to jump through all these hoops to win this band van, get rich quick, and change our lives. And also managed to be incredibly drunk and high throughout all of it too. So that's what we're reading right now. Okay. Hope that sets it well enough for you.
Yeah.
All right. Without further ado, all right, here we go. Sucker, you mother sucker! How the fuck are you? Jesus never truly walked into a room. He emerged from explosive vulgarity. Beady-eyed and red in the face from drink, he dramatically staggered toward me like a besotted jungle cat, taunting his prey. I steeled myself and gave him a mischievous grin. Well, if it isn't our Lord and Savior, I sassed, come over here and give me some sugar, sweet man. Standing face to face, he paused and milked the moment for all of its uncomfortable glory. Just as I was reaching the point of being unnerved by his maniacal stare, he shifted gears and gave me a genuinely loving look. Then he grabbed me way too hard and squeezed me tight for a squeamish half minute or so. Finally satiated, Jesus released me and gave me a more sincere one-over. The look in his eyes briefly transformed from manic to vulnerable. In these rare moments we shared during our friendship, his gaunt face seemed to resemble a scared little boy, peering deep into my psyche for solace. I laughed defensively, looked away, and took a seat back at the table with Maxfield. So I see you've met Frank, he said in an exaggeratedly goofy Scottish accent. Frank, has Tucker made you want to punch him yet? Frank grunted in a dopey chuckle and nodded. First thing through the door, he got carrying on about being on a mission from God, Frank muttered. Something about a TV show he's on and winning a van. Said God told him he was going to win the van. Sounds like he's got this guy John wrapped up in his shenanigans too. Jesus turned and regarded Maxfield. As he stepped toward John, hand outstretched, his face slipped back into the plastered wild man grin. Hey, John, pleasure to meet you. I've seen you play at a few of Tucker's concerts back in the day. You're a hell of a musician. John stood up slowly and shook his hand. Pleasure's all mine, John replied soberly. Tucker's told me a lot about you in your early days at the luxury apartments in Maplewood. Sounds like you guys have gotten into your fair share of mischief over the years. Jesus swung around once again, fixed me with the stalker glare, and stayed ensconced in the Scottish brogue. Oh, old Tucker was always up to something, most often trying to bang any number of dumb girls he was chasing around town. I was usually too busy laying low and spending time with my old lady. Ain't that right, Mother Tucker? Another defensive laugh from me. He was baiting the trap already. If you say so, Scrooge McDuck. At least I'm not humping Huey, Dewey, and Louie, bud. I sure as shit do, he bellowed. In case you didn't know, there's nothing tighter and righter than a young mallard's rump. No regrets at all. Now let's move on to more important business. Has anyone heard from Jay Toss? I've been needing to get high all fucking day. Frank set aside his cookie tray and lumbered to his feet. Toss texted me 20 minutes ago, said you're on your way home and he was headed over soon. Should be here any minute. Jesus nodded contentedly, and the tension began to leave his shoulders. Good fucking news, he mumbled, mostly to himself. I walked over and patted our host on the shoulder. In the meantime, I brought some libations to tide us over. Might I interest you in a Schlafly or some Sobieski? Jesus lit up at the mention of free booze. Shit, yeah. How about a beer for now? Let's save the vodka for later. I headed to the fridge and came back with beers for all but John. Frank and Jesus offered up muted thanks and then took ravenous gulps. As he choked down his first slug from the bottle, Jesus again regarded Maxfield. What's with all those wires and microphones, he scoffed. You guys planning on taping yourselves having sex later? John feigned mild amusement. Something like that, he bandied back. Besides staying here tonight, Tucker and I have made plans to also record an album with you all. You want us on your new record, Frank croaked. Must not want a lot of people to listen to it. Hey, speak for yourself, Frankie boy, Jesus sneered. Just about anything has got to sound better than Tucker carrying on with his rap bullshit. Right as I was set to hit him with a snarky counterpunch line, there was a loud knock at the door. Like Pavlovian dogs, we all stood simultaneously and hurried toward the entryway, salivating at the sound of the weed man's arrival. When the door opened, Jay Toth walked in comically, carrying a large black shoulder bag and wearing a pair of Oakley sunglasses. Is it a bit too bright for you tonight? Jesus asked. Definitely, Toth replied, especially when I'm hanging around all you flamers. Frank and Jesus laughed far too hard for the throwaway joke. Long time no see, Frank cracked. Jesus shook his head, or Jay Toth shook his head. Yeah, I had a few errands. I had to run out after timeout. Robin and the kids are out of town this weekend, so I went back by the house and had a little something to eat before heading here. I hesitantly made my way towards Toth and extended my outstretched arms. Hey, brother, how you been? He gave me a brief embrace and then quickly gathered himself. Glad you made it, he said. Jesus sidled up next to us and broke up the momentary reconnection. Are you two going to slow dance all night, or are we going to do some drugs? Jay headed toward the table and set the bag down. As he opened it, the dank aroma of fresh marijuana filled the room. How much you got? Toth asked. 50, Jesus hissed lustily. Jay turned to Maxfield and I. We were hoping you'd be willing to front us a little on credit, I winked. Thought maybe I could work off the debt if you have any roofing work. Toth's shoulders tensed and his brow furrowed. He took a deep breath through his nose and let it out slowly through his mouth. Okay, I can front you an eighth. I was looking around at the crew to help me tear off and clean up a roof tomorrow morning. You're welcome to join as long as it doesn't conflict with your trip. I looked over at Maxfield and he gave me a thumbs up. Jesus stopped to the center of the room and loudly clapped his hands. Well, that's just great, you guys. Glad to see this bum actually getting some honest work for a change. Now, is anyone else here wanting to get fucked up, or am I going to have to go it alone? Toth turned and gave our besotted host a condescending smile. From the look and smell of things, I think you've already got a head start on us. Maybe so, Jesus barked, but there ain't enough substances on this planet to take me out the fucking game tonight. I got up and retrieved the bottle of Sobieski and 5 shot glasses from the kitchen. When I returned to the living room, Toth had sat down at the table and begun breaking up weed nuggets, preparing them to be rolled into a joint. Hold off on that fatty for a few minutes, Master Toth, I said seductively. First, I think we need to make a little toast. 3 of the 4 men gathered round me as I poured the booze. John stayed seated at the table, tensely focused on the recording equipment, sneaking lustful glances at the loud-smelling pot. I handed out the glasses and then raised mine in the sky. Here's to us and people like us. The others traditionally followed suit, and we pounded the vodka shots. As we all did our best to gather ourselves, Jesus grabbed the bottle and began pouring a second round. Already staggering, he sloppily jammed the drinks in our hands and indicated that this time he would be the toastmaster. In an even more cartoonish Scotch-Irish brogue, he addressed his motley crew of house guests. Here's to the breezes that blow through the trees and lift girls' skirts above the knees, and show us the creases that tease us and please us and give us diseases. Oh, Jesus. That's it.
That was amazing.
Very good.
Quick trip, ladies and gentlemen, coming soon. Should be done by the holidays. Got some publishers sniffing around it already, but I'll call you guys back and let you know what happens when it's up and running.
Absolutely, Tucker. That's amazing.
Well, how much time we got? We still got 9 minutes. Fuck it. Driz, you want to battle? Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. It's going to be very political.
Prolifical.
Yeah. You want to start? Tucker, you want to start?
All right. Let's see.
Well, we're going to play B for you, and then you go with it.
All right. Whatever you got, man. I'm cool.
Here it goes. All right, go, Tucker.
Okay. Yo. I'm about to take a dump on the Driz right now. You can call me Master Trump. Sleepy Joe ain't got nothing on me. Hell, he's Sleepy Joe. I'm Sloppy Joe for free. Serve you up like Lunch Lady Land. Yeah, that's right. I came unplanned. Grandstand on the mic or the podium. Get saltier than Kamala Harris. Got the sodium. Attorney General. Make you sound like a vegetable. Sociopathic on all these faux intellectuals. I'm the finest dude that Mike Pence's toupee. Damn right you can't say shit to Robert Goulet. Tuck boots, quick tripping them. Stop dipping them, ripping them. Fucking Mike Jordan, LeBron James, and stop pipping them. You want more? You better get in the ring, because in this November election, Tucker Booth's the damn king.
Yeah. Let's go, or you play a different beat for me?
Oh, same beat.
Let's go from this. Yo, I'm the Driz, and I'm gonna be the president of the United States, because just like Tucker said, Trump is a bit of a dump. Yeah. And he's so dumpy that I'm gonna add my dump to his fucking dump, and it's gonna be a big dump. Yeah, Trump shit on top of Driz shit. Yeah. Let me tell you something about when I'm gonna rule the world. I mean, be president of the United States. Everything's gonna be cool. We all gonna have to rap before we apply for jobs. Like when you go for a job interview, they're gonna be like, alright, drop a rap. And they're gonna be like, what? And they're gonna be like, nah, President Driz says you need to rap in order to get this job. Because let me tell you something. The best employees are gonna be the ones that drop the best raps. Yeah.
All right. Driz, round two, about to meet your fate again. Tucker Booth already damn made America hate again, because nothing what you said made America great again. Guess it's time for us to take you on a backyard date again. And this time, you know I'm gonna slap hard. Yeah, that's right. I brought this cobra snake to your backyard. Cobra Kai, you can call me John Kreese. Get all up in the creases with my telekinesis. Make you get down on your knees and beg for help from Jesus. But it ain't gonna help, because your life don't matter. I already crunched the analytics and looked at the data. But yes, you understand, you can hear it from the rapper, or you can get turned on and off by this shit like the clapper. On and on till the break of dawn, we'll take it. The whole world has seen the emperor standing here naked. And while we do this, put this fake shit on your playlist. A2 Brutus, yes, I'm a sadist. Beat you and whoop you. Tell you it's good to. Understand that you should not what I should, dude. On and on till the break of dawn. Tucker Booth got you caught in the headlights like a fawn. Yes, you're a pawn, or even a prawn. Series 9, I'm fine. I'll show you what I'm on. Damn right, strong till the early morn. It's a damn red dawn. I came to get on. Charlie Sheen, rest in peace like Berta. Let you all know that this one is straight Series 1 murder.
Cobra Cry, that's all you got. Tucker Booth, I snipe you in a phone booth. Yeah, that's it.
Wow! That was the best anyone's ever gotten out of the Driz.
Yeah.
You murdered him, but you also got the best Driz back. You also got the best Driz back.
Speaking of phone booths, I got to give shout-outs, a couple shout-outs. First of all, J.L. Covan the world's greatest Donald Trump impersonator. If you guys have not checked him out, he's all over Twitter, YouTube. JL Cauvin, Cauvin. Unreal. This dude is Donald Trump spot on. So funny. And we got him on the new Sociopaths album. We're having him as Trump narrating the entire album. He battles me. He hits me with all kinds of new nicknames, one of them being Phone Booth, TB, tuberculosis. He says, like Phone Booth, your career will soon be over. It's unreal, man. JL Cauvin gets so much love. Shout out to Tantrum Niche Records. You can check out new songs every week off the Sociopaths album on the Tantrum Niche YouTube channel. That's Tantrum, like a temper tantrum, Niche, Niche Records on YouTube. Every week we're dropping new stuff. We got 5 songs. We got more stuff coming out this Friday, every Friday. And then, of course, I got to give love to my buddies at the Mitchell Report, my Rappers Don't Golf podcast. Rappers Don't Golf, hashtag on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. New interviews going up all the time. Got some real cool people coming up. I know you guys know Laura Kayouette, the actress lady that was in Django Unchained, and True Detective, and all kinds of other movies. Enemy of the State. I'm gonna be doing an interview with her next week. All kinds of cool stuff. So definitely check out Mitchell Report and Rappers Don't Golf podcast when you're not listening to the Robin Slim Show, of course.
Of course.
But just got to get my shout outs in.
That's awesome. Tucker, did you ever see the movie Phone Booth? It was one of the Toms. It was either Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise. I don't know which one it was. One of those, but it was the idea was that like phone booths don't exist anymore, but there was this one phone booth, and one of the Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise, went into the phone booth, and he answered a call, and it was a dude who was like, "Hey, Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise,
I'm Tom Selleck.
Or Tom Selleck, you a shitty person, and I have my fucking sniper rifle aimed at you," and he made him do good deeds.
That sounds...
Not that movie even existed, but yes, I do think Late at Night, probably wasted. I watched that on Showtime or something.
Look that shit up. Look that shit up. It's real. It's called Phone Booth.
It's my life story, you guys. It's pretty much everything that I stand for in that movie right there. You know, that's it.
Fucking love you, Tucker. Where can everybody find you?
Well, pretty much the only place on social media that I even give a shit to check is Twitter. So Tucker Dale Booth. That's Tucker Dale Dale Booth. Tucker Dale Booth, all lowercase on Twitter. I am on Instagram, but all I do on there is share pictures of my dog and cats and my kid playing golf with me. So, if you really want to follow me there, that's great. But all the content is on Twitter pretty much. And like I said, Rappers Don't Golf hashtag is the big one. The main one right now, and the other for the album is Sociopaths album. Sociopaths plural album, all one word, hashtag. You can find all the songs through that too if you're looking around online. And then I guess we're done. But hey guys, if you could play that Invisible Enemy cut that I sent you from YouTube, send me out. JL Cauvin on there is Donald Trump. It's my COVID bars right there, man. It's the COVID bars for you guys. So I definitely would love it if you send me out on that.
Absolutely, Tucker. I closed my computer, but I will have Slim put it into the show.
Okay, right on, dogs.
No problem, brother. Love you, dude.
Keep kicking ass and taking names, boys.
You
Catch
too.
up with you down the road somewhere.
Absolutely, Tucker. We will definitely talk soon, my friend.
All right, buddies. Peace out.
Later.
Have a good one.
The COVID, the coronavirus, it's the invisible enemy. I call it the invisible enemy. It's the invisible enemy.
Look, Ma, no mask, creeping around downtown while you all hurry past. I know why the living hell all you minions stand aghast, cause I'm the lone survivor. I'll win, I'll play, I'll last. Another outbreak? Hey, critical mass. I'll give it to you, boo, till you're suffering like succotash. The only cure that's known, a whiskey flask of sassafras. Before you go too far and get flagged for a forward pass. Nowadays at the park, all the kids play infection. An adolescent perception of the zombie insurrection. The goal, don't get tagged, their slightest touch lethal weapon. Masters of misdirection, running from the resurrection. To beat the lame game, be the last one standing. So whip out your smartphones, haze me with your reprimanding. Stay at home, throw your stones, bone and drones don't flatten curves. The Mickey D's of disease, over 7 billion sheep will serve.
COVID, the coronavirus. It's the invisible enemy.
Invisible enemy.
I call it the invisible enemy.
I rule the earth. Locked it down, my new penitentiary.
It's the invisible enemy.
Yeah.
I call it the invisible enemy.
Invisible enemy. Readily, steadily, dropping these deadly coronavirus melodies. So do the limbo, yo. How low can you go? Find your beats, catch a wave, Rona's all around you, bro. All of our lifeguards have melted in his sweaty hose, whose only skill is staying drilled with them rapey HMOs. Sociopaths, the CDC and WHO, wear their mask, face their rap, they're the virus in your dome. America's all stuffed up, bunch of lazy, listless chumps, taking far too many lumps from Sleepy Joe and Master Trump. Said they drained the swamp, but barely primed the pump. Already had you by the throat when I snuck up and got the jump. Holy folks hella preaching, God's still in control, but then obey the trolls who demand they sell their souls. And when we go to church, they won't even let us sing, unless it's piping up for effing social distancing. From Palm Springs to Beijing, welcome to the House of Doom. Say your prayers, you goons, but be sure that you do on Zoom.
COVID-19. The COVID-19. We beat 1 through 18, and we beat number 19 so strongly. You know, everybody's out there saying you gotta wear masks, and we're having, you know, numbers go up. That's just because of the testing. It's disgusting testing from doctors and Democrats who hate the president. So they, you know, I think you even have people dying just to prove something against Trump. You know, I think some of these people, they want to die because they're that crazy, Democrats, and they're that crazy about defeating Trump, that they, you know, they'll take their own lives, they'll cough a little bit and pretend to have COVID. And then everybody gets mad at Trump, but we already defeated it, so I know they're fake because we already defeated COVID-19 so well. And believe me, if COVID-20 shows up, we'll beat it just as fast, believe me. So, we're not concerned. Mission accomplished. Great victory for Trump.
Invisible enemy, inscrutable remedy, insatiable anarchy, incurable assembly. This pandemic is a lie, damn spiritual felony. Readily dropping deadly coronavirus melodies. Look, ma, no mask, no plans. Got the COVID kids, no need to ask. Don't like them germs? Take a bath, dumbass. Call me a sociopath? Don't make me laugh. I can't breathe. Get your knees off me. If we all choke to death, will you finally decease? BLM versus TDB like I'm DJT. We keep it great while speaking hate. Wait, you a bleeping Jesus freak? Grab your mask or grab your effing cask. I won't wear a mask. I dare you to ask. Mr. Ostracize, accost you guys. Take your ass to task. Not so fast. Now you have to gasp? Dude, you're getting gassed. Oh, you mad, bro? I'm glad it ended up this way. We've got to thin the herd or become immune to stuff this way. Survival of the fittest fucks. Keep it straight with fate or catch the Kung Flu fillet and use them Wuhan bats as bait. Donald Trump could give a dump about the Chinese mumps, but you're still spitting in my face, grandson, and clearly stumped. Let me dumb it down, you bum. You're surrounded now, so hands up, don't sneeze or these cops will ground and pound you some. Final solution now begun. All revolution now succumbs to this socialism spun from the king of Washington. Tucker Booth for president, my tongue's the gun you can't outrun. With one nimbly worded tweet, these freaks will damn demand you shun. I came to cancel everyone, blame and shame and carry on. Steadily estrange you from my deranged and scary ponds. Life will never be the same. From now on, you won't see the sun unless you go and consume some of the masses' opium. Inoculate the poor, then indoctrinate the middle. Incapacitate with hate, incinerate all slick rich liberals. Make love indefensible and agitate on principle. No recourse or remorse for this disease of yours, invincible. By now I know you found COVID-19 still holds the crown. The expertise of idiots is the reason that you're hopeless clowns. Stop, children, what's that sound? The supervillain's back in town. MF Tuck, that's what's up. This wall is never coming down. I was effing built to fight. Girl, you know it's true. Control the evil that men do from LA to St. Louis. But I'm not so sure about you, all insecure, disturbed, and rude. Two choices, G, challenge me or continue being misconstrued. Invisible enemy, listen close, you are screwed. See what I mean? You better, cause I licked your food. Already made the point, headily, meddling, hellishly, brandishing these deadly coronavirus melodies. Invisible enemy, indivisible mentally, heavily rejecting your indelible entities. Injector of jealousy, peddling these elegies, these effing deadly coronavirus melodies.
The COVID, okay, the coronavirus. It's the invisible enemy. I call it the invisible enemy.